Well, hello everyone. It is Thursday, February. Oh, I don't have my watch. I don't know the date. I'm not gonna lie. I guess the 14th is when the 14th Monday. Are you sure? Today's the 12th. Are you sure? Yeah, 14th is. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Friday the 13th. Okay, I believe you a little bit. Well, here she is. Okay, D Nice is the official name. D Nice. That's the name that I chose. So Elmer got a new haircut, so he's fancy, and he is currently shredding, mulching, whatever you want to call it, all these gumballs from my neighbor's sweet gum tree. You can see actually behind me because I'm doing picture in picture. No big deal. The old Labatt Blues White. I'm tongue twisted today. It's only the first one. You slow down. So anyway, yep, this is the garage, like another storage area. But that is what we're gonna do today. Showed y'all that. So we're actually gonna try to get it set up. I might just have it set up on the four wheeler because why not? And I think that any what is it called? Uh Probably not gonna use any kind of liquid like fertilizer or anything like that. So or if I do, I'll just, figure that part out. I like to get an actual sprayer that we can put on the back. And then, you know, then we'll do start really get into the food plotting. And there might be a market for it, who knows? You know? Or I mean, it'd just be nice to be able to do it myself. Not that I haven't done it myself, but it just I think the efficiency was the word I was looking for yesterday. Just make things much more efficient. Yo, yeah, you can turn it on. Just be careful. So, so that's going. I guess I'll put. I don't know. I guess I'll get a video of me setting this thing up or seeing about it. But I try to do better with my content. Uh, why not? Okay, that's about it for now. Okay, well, so I figure this thing out. I probably just need to get a tripod. I am going to try to one hand this so you guys can see me, what I'm doing. Hope that's good enough. So I'm going to grab the spreader. There's no handles on this thing, so I'm cut the handles on it, shipping. So I'll make my own handle. But okay, hopefully that's not too loud. Hopefully Elmer's not too loud in the background. He's adamant about mulching. It's fine. Okay, so here we go. There's everything. Set this lid down somewhere. It'd probably be smart for me to put the seat on the four wheeler first. Oh, my awesome camera work. Awesome one handed camera work here. I got this. This wrap came from Temu. It was just something cheap to get some cover on my seat. It's an old seat on an old machine, but it gets the job done. Now, if I can get this thing set, I'll be fine. I apologize for my shoddy camera work. It's not great. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're on. There it is. I might call this thing Frankenstein. I'm like the third owner of it. The guy I bought it from, it was his uncle's, and I think his uncle had it when it was new. So, but there's a fancy looking piece right there. So, okay, so, all right. I have, there, one of these fell off. So I have that with me. So I hope I have that other wing nuts. But I don't know. That one looks like it has a set screw as well. So there's two of those that have a set screw. I guess these are going to be braces. So that's cool. Put that out. And there's Parker. He finally made it out. What's up, buddy? Huh? Oh, USA won? What's the final score? 5-1? 5-1. USA got it done. Woo! Let's go. USA men and women's hockey. Really women and men's because the women started first. They're kicking tail. I think the women's first game, they gave up one goal and they ain't looked back ever since. Okay, so this, all right. Cool. Yeah, but when you squeeze it, yeah, that's when you, yeah. We don't want to leave no salt in the garage, though. We don't need it. We don't need it in here. So, you want to record me? Parker, you want to record me? Or, I mean, you don't have to if you want to throw your planes around. All right. It's like a mounting plate of them, right? I do have directions. I do fully intend on using my directions. And I have to get used to the outside noise and not yelling at everyone. But I think this is all one piece. I did it on purpose so you can see this time. Yesterday, Parker did not believe me when I said that I pulled this out with one hand. And then I had to show him the video. I had to show him the video of me pulling it out with one hand. So, I would say that this is pretty well made. It sits like this. I believe it sits off like that. And that's my pigtail to go to the battery. So, figure that whole piece out. I'm excited to get this thing running. I'm probably not going to use it, but I'm going to definitely hook it up. You know? And I also want to get a spreader. Or I keep saying spreader. A sprayer. I get a sprayer, like a, you know, that way I can fill it up with water the food plot. I can do, you know, fertilizer and all that stuff. And then I can come back with this, put this on. All this will fit on, like this will fit on with the disc. You know, we can put that all on that little trailer and it'll work out just fine. That's my thought. That's why we got that little trailer. So, and it'd be great to haul some deer out. So for now, I think if I leave this upside down, it'd almost be better to do that instead of damaging that. That's the motor. So, if people don't know, I guess if it's an engine, It's only called an engine if there's combustion. But if it's like electronic, or whatever, it's called a motor. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Also, let me know if my music is too loud. I'm probably gonna turn it down just a little bit. I don't want it to be too much of a distraction. Okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is look at the directions. And yes, I realize I am a man and I'm about to read directions, but I'm also a carpenter. Okay, so huge part of my job is reading directions, especially when it comes to the blueprints, or, believe it or not, putting together furniture. Long gone, ladies, are the days where we don't use instructions. Yeah, instructions for your drone. Okay, here we go. Here are our instructions. Buyers is the brand, by the way, and I have not looked them up, but everybody knows about them. Even closer to the instructions. Oh, okay. Mounting to remove 2 hitch pins, allowing the mounting bracket to separate from the spreader body. Well, you know what? That's already separated, so these are the 2 pins. It's already done for us. So the first step's done.
But Daddy, look, there's 2 strings.
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing. But I'm glad you noticed that. I got 2 springs back here. Well, I got 1. I got 1 spring back here. So that's a much newer ATV that's on here. Anyway, attach the mounting bracket to the rear of the ATV rack by using the U-bolts, washers, and nuts supplied. Be sure that the hole for the gate control arm and the bracket is at the top when attaching it to the ATV. Okay, so we need a parts list, by the way. And all right, so there's 1 page of instructions. Everything else is the same instructions, but we do have a parts list on the back. Okay, so let's see, hopper and lid. That would be. So I was right. The hopper. Hopper. Yeah. So this thing's already pre-assembled. These are the days. I need to know what these are. It looks like these are here. But 2 is the frame of it. 12 is the mounting bracket. Okay. So according to step 2, attach the mounting bracket to the rear of the ATV rack by using the U-bolts. Okay, so let's get in here and get the U-bolts out. Uh-oh. All right. So I don't like this. This bag was not sealed when I received it. Okay, so now you got parts running everywhere. The good thing is double bagged, but buyers, you got to do a better job. Whoever does your packaging. There you see right there. It's like halfway sealed. Well, halfway, never got anything done. Okay, so make sure we don't have anything loose. All right, so I have 4 U-bolts. So it says each U-bolt is going to have a washer. We're going to have a wing nut. I don't know what size washer though. We got different size washers in here, so I got to pay attention to that. It's literally extremely important to pay attention to all of it, guys. That way you're not installing this thing improperly, thus voiding some kind of warranty. We all know how that goes. And if you don't, let me tell you, because I had, it's a proper tense word, a extended home warranty. And I had a couple of instances where we tried to use said warranty, and for whatever reason, we weren't able to fully use said warranty. So I canceled the warranty. They're like, oh, you canceled your home warranty, you can't do that. Yeah, I did. That just means I'm going to come out of pocket. Well, we're the only ones outside, but we're also hardly ever home. So I really hope you guys can hear me. These Bluetooth mics are pretty good, but I know you can barely hear me, but all right. I guess this is supposed to sit on here like this. And I'm already gonna have to make some modifications here, quite possibly. Unless it's like, yeah. Huh. I should have brought the grinder home. If it sits like that, I think, what I'm thinking is it sits like that, I'm going to have to cut out. I'm going to do some modification. And folks, let me make one thing clear. I got this spreader knowing fully that my ATV is over, it's a 25-year-old machine. So I knew there was going to be some modification I was going to have to make. So if you just got to trust yourself and your abilities to be able to machine things. What kind of mechanic can you be? Kind of just limited to your imagination with this kind of stuff. So, unfortunately, I left my grinder at work. I got a cheaper grinder, but I don't think I want to try to use it. I mean, I probably could. I just want to make sure that I'm going to install this properly, which it looks like I am. Yeah. It sits further down than I thought. So you see where the holes, these two holes come over here. So these two holes on the mounting bracket should line up with these two holes here when this thing is upright. So, yeah, this is seated right. It's supposed to sit just like that. Now, if you look underneath my rack system, we have an issue. So, I'm going to have to mark this, cut it out, and I'll just take it all the way out. That way I can get this over and get it mounted properly. So, do I have my marker with me? No, why didn't I bring my marker? Oh, first of all, okay, we need you to calm down. We got markers inside. We'll mark this out so you can probably stop the video in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back. As stated before, I'm going to get this marked out. I'm just going to hold it in place. I got a tape measure. So, I probably can't even see. I got a tape measure and I got a Sharpie. I'll probably try to use my cheap grinder real quick and make a couple of cuts. Hopefully there's enough battery for it. I was an idiot when I bought it. Again, I bought it from brought it off of Temu, and it's just not a good quality grinder at all. Then I subsequently bought DeWalt, and obviously it's it's DeWalt, so it blows the whichever one I got off of Temu. I don't know the brand name. Blows it out of the water. So, and I'm not sponsored by either one. Obviously, I'm not sponsored by DeWalt. I do use their products, not exclusively. I also use Hilti. Those are probably the two that I kind of really use. I had some older Craftsman stuff, but I don't really use that. The batteries went bad, and I don't know where they are. So, anyway, let me get this all together and get it marked out, and probably get some footage of me trying to get it cut, and then we'll continue with the whole process. Okay, we're back. I got just some painter's tape on here. That way I can make marks and see my marks that I made, and then I can make my cuts, and we'll continue with the process. So this is a simple step here. I'm not wanting to insult anyone's intelligence if you already know this, but I mean, I'm going to line it up. I'm going to mark the center, and then just kind of mark out where I need to cut. And you can see I might need to add more tape or just move this over a little bit. So that should be add a little more tape there, and see that there. And I'll make my marks on the tape and then cut. Simple enough. And action. Okay, folks. So we had to do some modifications here. If you come around on the bottom, you can see last time I was talking about we needed. Why would you? I don't know if that's going to work. Why don't you just do like this? Sorry, guys. All right. So you can see we had to make some modifications. Boom, 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 boom. It's going to work because I'm going to make it work. Right. So right now we're just kind of rifling through. I got to get the. So what I ended up doing, let me explain myself. I ended up taking these carriage bolts off because they would not work with my rail system, my rack system, for this 2001 Yamaha Big Bear 400. So, let me see. I think it said with the wing nuts I'm supposed to put this on. I want to say a washer and a wing nut. So we're going to use these small washers here. And I'm going to use a wing nut. Tighten those on. I actually like that. It makes the setup and tear down not as bad. I honestly wouldn't mind like some kind of a clamping system. I don't know a lot of people that just leave their spreader on their ATV. I know I'm not. So anyway, if you're that person, then by all means, I guess do that. But I'm not that person, so I will not do that. I'm gonna get them all out. I don't know if I'll be able to use all of them. I think I'll use 6 of the 8. So let's go with that for now. So forgive me, my knees are not what they used to be. Oh yeah, okay. But they ain't terrible. They're still there. So it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to throw a washer on. And then I'm going to throw the wing nut on. And I went down just because I didn't want to get snagged by anything if I put it up, and I didn't want it to be in the way. I don't know. It didn't really specify how to put it together. So, and I might regret this. I'm not so far. All right, so we got that one cleared. Boom. That ain't too bad. I would say if you're going to put this together, you want to, I mean, and this might be overkill saying this, but you want to make sure you put this on before you hit the field. You know, this isn't one of those things I'd want to try to assemble in the field.
If you lose a nut or something.
Shoot. It's amazing how shiny things look on concrete or whatever your garage floor looks like. And then you go on some dirt or some grass and it just disappears. If you're like me, that's happened all too often with way too many things. Keys, earbuds. They just seem to just want to disappear on you. So I'm not snugging these up too bad yet or too tight. Emmer's a much better cameraman than I am. So, thank you for that. I really need to work on my editing skills, which don't exist right now, but they will get there. Also, a good reason to get your kid a phone if they're old enough and mature enough. They can help you out with that kind of stuff. It's amazing. I came up with technology, but once I hit a certain age, I'm in my 40s now. It just seems like all technology is just like
Taking off.
leaving you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put one more, and you'll see why I'm only putting one more washer on this setup. I'm also not planning on abusing this system, but I already had to make a modification to it, so any kind of warranty that I was going to have is out the door. But it's all good. I'm in the job of making things work. So, in the profession, I should say, of making things work. I'm still meeting requirements and code. So, if you're like me, then you completely understand where I'm coming from. So I'm just going to come by and hand tighten these. I'm even going to try to get some of these tightened up.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably go a little bit overkill tightening these bad boys, only because
What about for this one, because like that. I'll just keep it going.
get them as much as we can, and then we'll continue with the assembly. Now I want to say this system is for the Polaris Sportsman series. Although, when I was researching on Amazon, I specifically looked for one for Yamaha Big Bear of this year model. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you're not going to find things for older machines like that. It's all right. I like these older machines because, I mean, they're just tough. You keep up with them. The motors are tough. And I'm not knocking the new machines at all. Because I've driven them, and they are very nice. And I'm sure they got way more power than this thing has. But I mean, this thing was just made for utility. It wasn't made to necessarily tear up trails. It's a utility quad. Even though it's 2-wheel drive, you know, it's got a super low gear. Oh, hopefully I'm not grunting too much. Okay. That haircut look good. Well, we got the dogs barking in the background. But, so this is what we got going on. We've put a little bit of weight in here just to kind of see what it looks like. Now look, we jerry-rigged this thing pretty good. I wonder if I can adjust the springs in order to compensate for weight like this. But we went ahead and put the strap on. I mean, the mount is going to be what it is. We had to modify the crap out of this thing just to get it to mount, but I think it'll be solid. I got a 50-pound dumbbell in there. I think this thing's rated for 100 pounds or something like that. Maybe 110 pounds. It's on the box or somewhere. But, the area that we're going to be sitting isn't that big anyway. But there's also another area that I might want to put a food plot in and look at putting a stand or something in. Which is another awesome reason to have this setup. And you see our disc right here. And so that we had to modify that to make sure that we'd have enough clearance to be able to use it without bogging down too much. So I think what we got going on right now, I might run a couple of tech screws in here, some self-tapping screws. We also had the idea of maybe running some bigger, larger U-bolts, and that way we would have definite attachment here. So that's still an option. Right now we're using kind of heavier duty zip ties, but it's doing the trick for now. I might double them up. Yeah. But I will say, other than that, I mean, we still got to put the arm on for the gate system and figure that whole piece out, and then run our wiring. But it came with a bunch of other hardware, and I'm not really sure about that. So maybe there's a video on it. Maybe somebody has this particular brand and used it. And if so, let us know what you guys did, what you made work. Like, we just basically just kind of made this work for now. And who knows, this might be the setup we go with. It's really not hard to take these larger zip ties are cool because you can take them off without cutting them. So I don't know, but it's dinner time and I'm hungry. I don't know if you're hungry. I'm hungry. So I'll put these pins in and put all the hardware back in the bag, and I'll call it a night. It's just fun to kind of get out there and do something when you can, if you can. In the garage, I know the garage is a mess, but it's my garage, not yours. So if you got any comments about that, I actually don't want to hear that. Will not welcome those comments at all. If all you're going to do is be a naysayer about my garage. But if you got anything positive to add as far as what we're doing here, I'd be more than happy to hear about that. Also, let me know how this microphone does. Still, everybody's kind of coming out from being sick, recovering from being sick and stuff, and I'm no different. Although I'm feeling pretty good. Sinuses they are what they are. So, yeah, I think I like it for now. So these are the self-tappers I was talking about. We call them tech screws. They're 1/2 inch. They got a cutter head on there. And then, but I think they're ready for around 5,000 pounds. But we'll see. Let's get some food, bro. Let's pack up and get some foods. Till next time, guys, thanks for joining us on the channel. Like and subscribe, as always. We're going to try to make this thing bigger and better every time. We're only gonna get better every time. So we'll see you guys on the next.